Today we're looking at something super interesting, AI, and its impact on, you guessed it, children,
Yeah, it's a really fascinating area.
for sure. So we're diving into this research paper today.
It's called Çocuk Gelişiminde Yapay Zeka ve Çocuk Kaygılarına Etkileri. It was published in the One Health Plus journal.
Okay, so the title's a bit of a mouthful.
Yeah, it is. But basically, it's looking at how AI could impact, like, child development and children's rights.
Right, and I think that's something we all need to be thinking about, right?
Absolutely. AI is becoming more and more prevalent in our lives.
For sure. So maybe we can start with like a basic definition of AI, just to make sure we're all on the same page.
Sure, yeah. So this paper talks about AI as like mirroring human thought processes, like problem solving and learning, even adapting behavior.
So it's not just about lines of code, it's about like mimicking how we think.
Exactly.
Wow, that's pretty mind-blowing.
It is.
And this paper, it suggests that AI could really change education, right?
Oh, absolutely. Like imagine personalized learning, tailored to each kid's needs and abilities.
Yeah, like no more one-size-fits-all teaching.
Right. And learning wouldn't be limited to just the classroom anymore. It could happen anywhere, anytime.
That's pretty amazing. But I have a feeling this paper isn't all positive, right?
Yeah.
There must be some concerns about AI in children, too.
You're right. The paper does raise some concerns, especially about children's rights.
Okay, so what are we talking about here? What kind of rights are we worried about?
Well, it's not just about one specific right. It's more about thinking carefully about how we develop and use AI to make sure it benefits children without, causing any harm.
Right, so it's about being responsible with this technology.
Exactly. Like, from the very beginning, when we're designing AI systems, we need to be thinking about the potential impact on children.
Okay, so we need to build in safeguards from the start.
Yeah, and it's not just about the design phase either. It's about how AI is implemented, in schools, in homes, everywhere.
So, like, the whole life cycle of AI needs to be considered.
Exactly.
This is getting really interesting. Can you give us some concrete examples of, like, what kinds of rights we need to be thinking about?
Sure. One example is privacy. An AI system could collect tons of data on a child, like their behavior, their learning patterns, even their emotions.
Wow, that's a lot of information.
It is. And we need to make sure that data is being used ethically and responsibly.
So it's not just about protecting children from harm, but also about giving them control over their own data.
Exactly. And, that leads to another big question. How do we make sure AI systems are designed to, actually promote children's well-being?
Right. It's not just about avoiding the bad stuff. It's about actively using AI to make things better for kids.
Exactly. And that's a challenge we need to face head on. Like, how do we make sure AI is a force for good in children's lives?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question.
It is, and it's something we're going to explore more in the next part of our deep dive. We'll be looking at some specific solutions and strategies to ensure that AI benefits children without compromising their rights.
That sounds great. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
Okay, so we've talked about the potential of AI for education and also some of the risks, especially for children. Where do we go from here? How do we make sure that AI is used ethically and responsibly when it comes to kids?
Well, the paper outlines a bunch of recommendations. We need safeguards, like at every level, from the way AI is designed to how it's used in schools, in homes, like you said, everywhere.
So it's not just about, tacking on a few safety features at the end. It's about making those protections like fundamental to how AI is built.
Exactly. And one of the most important things is transparency.
Yeah.
We need to be able to understand how these AI systems work. What data are they using? How are they making decisions?
So if we don't understand how they work, how can we spot any problems, right?
Yes.
Like bias or unintended consequences.
Right.
So how do we ensure that transparency? Is it about like regulations, industry standards?
It's probably going to be a combination of things. Definitely strong regulations are needed, especially when it comes to AI systems that are used